Does your mind suddenly go blank in conversation? Today you'll learn exactly what to do when you run out of things to say. Early stage conversation is mostly about getting to know someone and connecting with them. That's why banter or joking around is important. You don't have to overcomplicate this. Banter is just about agreeing and expanding on what the other person says.
I have a terrible memory, but I'll try my best. I might be the wrong candidate for your show, but I'll still put my best foot forward.
मुझे कुछ याद नहीं है.
ये कौन सी पिक्चर है? हैं? मैं था इसमें? Are you sure that's me?
What's with the 20 years of experience that you do have now?
Ooh, 20 years of experience. I'm a veteran actor.
Legend.
Yeah, bro. Legend. Oh, ledge. OG.
What's a
The steps can be tough to remember in the moment, so I've made a short one-page cheat sheet you can download later. Conversation tends to get boring because we get stuck discussing logistics. That's why moving on from boring conversational topics is important. The way to do that is to talk about how what they said made you feel. For context, here he's talking about being in the film industry for 20 years.
My team kept telling me when I hit 20 years that let's talk about it. And I was like, let's not talk about it. It seems self-indulgent. No, it also makes me feel a bit old. I was like, I don't feel like I'm some veteran. And, if you enter the room, there's that 20 years carrying, walking in with you and stuff like that. You just want...
Reflecting emotion like this has another advantage, which is that we all connect over shared emotional experiences. Because if someone can't relate to your experience, they can still connect with the emotion underneath that. Watch an example of that here as he's talking about his introduction shot in his debut movie.
And it was my introduction, so I was like, dude, this is the first time people are going to watch me, and if
And
they
if they
don't
like
like
me,
the
yeah,
first 40
yeah.
seconds of what I'm doing,
Correct.
the director can't even cut and go somewhere else,
Right.
because that's the shot, right?
Right.
So, and the directors had also, Ken had
Yeah.
also built it up saying that, bro, you need to be an actor and you need to be able to hold this shot for 30 seconds. So I was really nervous before this shot.
Another simple way to connect with people is to talk about your values.
To choose one priority would be, honestly, it would be who I become at the end of my time.
When you share your values like this, others who have similar values will be drawn to you. Now at this point, one problem you will face is how to keep the conversation going. That's because most people will ask you boring questions that have yes or no answers. When that happens, reframe to something related. Take this question for instance.
That phase of your life would have been very interesting, where you went from auditioning or really trying to get into films to breaking into a first really commercial cult film. It was iconic.
That's tough to answer at face value. So watch how he reframes it to being about the budget of the film.
That time it was full of newcomers. We barely had a budget to make that film.
But looking
My
back-
introduction shot, I started shooting at 7 in the morning. It happened at 2:30 in the next morning.
Why? Because
Usually people say, "Arey, mera pehla shot hai," and all. मैं अच्छे से करूँगा. Nothing. My director was like, "चल खड़े हो जा. तेरे को, you're getting launched.
Yeah.
That's a big deal."
The mindset that will help you here is that conversation is not about literally answering every question like an interview. You often have to talk about something more interesting related to what they said. But let's say you lack the confidence to do this. That brings us to the biggest misconception about confidence. People think projecting confidence is about displays of audacity, when it's actually about displays of authenticity. That's the difference between performing confident behaviors and actually feeling confident no matter what.
I was a little underconfident. I was shy. I was underconfident. Socially, maybe I would say I didn't know where I stood.
One way you can move closer to that kind of confidence is this.
When you're an actor, you also understand that vulnerability is extremely attractive. If you're an intelligent actor, you understand. Aggression cannot attract people the way vulnerability does.
But let's define the term correctly here. Vulnerability is just a clear expression of your thoughts and emotions. That is it, nothing more. Practically speaking, this can mean expressing disagreement.
Most of India was still suppressing love in many ways. Romance was not accessible to most of India until maybe more recently. Even now, it is probably not. Most people get married through arranged means and whatever.
This is all your perspective on it. Huh? This is not reality essentially. This is how you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Or sharing your real reasons for doing something, even if you think others might perceive you negatively.
I want an audience. We all want an audience. Why do we sleep in this old torn t-shirt? At least I do. And then when we step out, why do we wear this nice new t-shirt? Because you want to show people a certain aspect of yourself. So even as human beings, we want an audience. So as an artist, I definitely want an audience.
Now, this doesn't mean sharing everything with everyone, but I find it helpful to start small and start with people that you trust most. But you will only be able to develop that kind of confidence once you know how confident you are right now. That means you need to know which of the 5 levels of confidence you are at. Watch this video to figure out which level you are at and how you can get to the next level.